Well, with the weather, it's kind of hot in here, so you'll have to excuse me if I have the fan on, and I may be losing the shirt at some point. Because we had rain today, and the temperature is not so bad, but the humidity in here, I have sweat forming on, well, I wouldn't say sweat forming on me. I think it's more like water out of the air. But we'll wait for people to get in here because, the facts are minor. Yeah, I'm going to have to unbutton this shirt. I don't mean to be teasing. But yes, it is rather warm, so I'm at least going to gap my shirt. Because I've been sitting here without it off, but I thought for the live stream I would at least put on my shirt. I regret the decision. Now, I'll go ahead and get chat up. If you hear me talking funny, I need a tooth out. I realized that earlier today, that this side of my face is starting to swell. But, Leticia went above and beyond. Hello, Nunya. I hope you're well today. Fortunately for me, I've got spring water right here. I mean, this is good water. Hello, Hoggett. Well, here in a minute we might. I only put it on for decorum, but, it's pretty summery in here. We had a rain earlier, and now we have all that humidity. And I looked at the weather, and we're going to have more rain. Because I started to move this outside, but that's why we were a couple minutes after 9, because since it was so hot in here, I was thinking about moving this outside, but it's going to rain again. So, we may be a bit shorter than I intended, and I may come back on live later. Because I've got 2 devices over here charging to where later on, if I want to tonight, because Adonis Paul, both his live streaming channels, have been struck. So, he probably won't be around for a week, I'm guessing. Hello, Pebs. So, Leticia's definitely went off the rails, and, the grapevine did tell me it was Leticia that struck him. The creator of Grapevine. I've got AC in 1 bedroom, but I'm in the little bedroom. It's just the master bedroom. I only sleep in it during the summer. And it is the least clean room of the house, where the other rooms of the house is fine. I make the master bedroom as a storeroom, and I sleep on a couch in it. Well, Pebs, this is the thing, though. Leticia had 2 strikes on her channel. Now, the thing is when you strike a channel, they tell you right then that they can, if you're false striking this channel, they can turn that strike around on you. So, in reality, Adonis could take her, if his strike is rebutted, and he wins, her channel can go down. Now, usually they give newer YouTube creators a little leeway. But I don't know if they'll give that to her or not. So yeah, there is an above average chance that Leticia basically destroyed her channel. And she doesn't know how to turn on super chats. So her anti-bullying simps have goaded her into doing something that will completely take her off YouTube. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Hagen. Yes, I did pin that in my video comment, someone that said that, and, where the link was set at. But, and I listened to it for a while. That was another reason why I waited to go live until now, is I wanted him to, have at least what viewers he could get over there. Once again, trying not to step on each other's toes. Well, she could, no problem. All she's got to do is private it. But the fact of the matter is Adonis was reviewing content under terms of service. And I've been watching 2 anti-bullying channels, and there's a few of them that want to strike everything they can. They don't understand what fair use even means, and they're going around, we'll strike you, and they're going around thinking they can strike anyone that they want without impunity. And this one, one of them has conned Leticia into doing it. Because Leticia can't figure out how to turn on super chats. Now, there was a possibility it was James Robert Clark, but he didn't know. Nothing's on his community tab about Adonis Paul. So that eliminates him as a suspect in my opinion. Let me turn this back on high. And if you can't hear me, please let me know. But yes, and once again, there had been a few of their simps that had been trying to go around and gather up hate mobs to strike channels for, quote, bullying, and they're literally taking fair use in creators that are doing nothing wrong, and they are becoming the bullies. Well, yeah, Rachel. Well, James doesn't know. I looked on his community tab. Not a post about Adonis. So, that tells me James was not involved. Now, once again, I've been watching these anti-bullying channels, and I sit there and watch a few of them try to make hate mobs to flag channels, and some of them even talk to Leticia. So I know who their patrons are, their screen names anyway, and they're fucking stupid. I mean, let me be French about it. I mean, they are bad stupid. They're dumb. They're Elvis Travels dumb. Because a lot of these HookTube morons are not that far from me. I mean, any of them wants to tie up on YouTube, we're under local jurisdictions and under the same laws. That makes it a whole lot easier for me to pull someone into court over YouTube bullshit. As the Onision Repzion stuff shows. When 2 YouTubers are local to each other, there's a whole lot more than just internet protocol. Then you actually start running into real-world legal repercussions. Because, like I say, well, knocked off the fan, because them and I are governed under the same jurisdiction. So, they're going to have to start thinking hard, and, I'm capable of an unbelievable amount of fuckery if provoked. I mean unbelievable. I mean, Amberlynn Reed used to threaten me every day. For 2 years. Her and her little Team Amberlynn crowd. They would write comments and delete them. And every morning I would get up, there'd just be a huge scroll of them. I eventually took my comments and put it to a setting that if I've never traded a comment with you, I don't see it. So that's why, if someone wonders in my comments why I might be seeing one person and not you, because if I have never traded a comment with you, you don't appear in my feed, and that's just because of, like I said, the hate campaign against me. Creepy stalker, you're going to jail, blah, blah, blah. You're a blah, blah. I have no criminal record, and of course, in all of their shit every day, they would be accusing me of every crime in the universe, or that I was convicted of this or that, which never happened. And I finally got sick of her shit and ran the fat bitch out of town. Minute 2. I finally, one day, after about 2 years and 3 months of this, I finally wrote one back. And I said, I will set you up, you fat bitch. And then I deleted it, just like they do. And then Amberlynn Reed got her ass out of Monticello as quick as it fucking could and took it up to Lexington, and I laughed. Because Amberlynn Reed went to where I got therapy and caused trouble. And that's why I don't have peer support now. And at that point, I then showed the local cops exactly what she said about Kentucky. And then I showed them what vehicle she rode in. And then the cops started pulling her and Becky over. And that's when Amber went zoom and her ass up to Lexington as quick as it could. Hello, Lee. But you know, I've dealt with this before, and watching these hit tube morons, they don't understand anything about terms of service, anything about law, or anything about copyright. It's I feel, and then they go around projecting to everyone else, quote, a bully, what they are. And like I say, if they want to start causing problems in my barn, I will show up on them. And they'll never know it. Like I said, you know, I am capable of an unbelievable amount of fuckery because I'm tired of the bullshit. I mean, if creators don't want to play fair, okay, we'll play by B rules. See, I will play by A rules. But when they want to go to B rules, okay, we'll play for B rules. Now, for the people that we play with B rules that are within my access, you better check your vehicle every time. Because sitting over here in Verily Veronica's makeup box, I've got a full set of lockpicks. Now, before seizures, I was actually training myself to be a locksmith. So, I mean, locks are a suggestion. I mean, when someone locks their door, I kind of go, that's cute. I mean, it's cute that you actually think locking that door does anything. All it does is keep out the really dumb. Well, thank you, Rachel. You know, this is a part of my wardrobe YouTube doesn't normally see because it's not my casual wear. I've got some silk shirts over there, too. But, you know, they don't think of that. And after the way I've been treated on YouTube, yeah, I'm more than willing to go X-level fuckery if people break the rules. Because Adonis was just perfect terms of service. And, of course, I will be more evil to bad people than your typical YouTuber because I'm not in this about money. I'm in this for righteousness. And to amuse myself. And you be amused. You know, mutual amusement is the big part. But I like to wrap it all in what righteousness I can. That's why I tend to try to focus on people with worse behaviors. But yeah, I mean, Leticia's, you know, basically gone. It's just a matter of time. Because, see, once she's acted out with this strike once, she's going to try it again. Excuse me. And YouTube sometimes gives a new creator a little leeway. You know, you can make a little mistakes here and there that might have got you took down. But the thing is now she's got 2 strikes. That kind of makes me think that she might not get that early creator leeway. And she's been around for a while. And Adonis, I'm sure, is going to rebut that strike. I sure would. You know, anyone that wants to put a strike on my channel, I rebut it. That's why Rich Life was down to hitting copyright complaints on basically everything I was putting out. Not copyright complaints, privacy complaints, excuse me. I had a Freudian slip. And that's why he was doing privacy complaints on all my videos. Because those couldn't come back on him. Carlos, you don't get to talk here, and apparently you've lost your channel again. And blame me and stuff, Charles, because, you know, you're nothing, and the boy's dead, man. It's a corpse. You know, I just crap on it a little bit to fertilize the plants under it. Hello, Sasha. Okay, Winstead. No, you want to go too? Because, see, Roger's not in the mood for fuckery. I mean, nope, nope, nope. We're straight in the rattlesnake ego state, and no, I mean, there won't be no fuckery here today. Not in the least. Have a nice day. At the point that had that seizure the other day, and I have this big purple splotch on my side, I've been firmly in the rattlesnake ego state, and the rattlesnake tolerates 0. Well, Sasha, I'm outside most of the time. If it wasn't for the rain that was coming, we would be having an outdoor live. It's very nice out there, but right now we're in the game room. No, Tiger, that wasn't Michelle. No, that wasn't. That was one of the Boyd troll accounts, and Carlos helped kill the Boyd. So, I have to laugh that he even thinks it's relevant. There's a few creators worth content, but for the most part, because everyone went around false flagging everyone, it's a shell of its former self, and I promoted it, everyone else wanted to poo-poo it and pull in other directions, so it's just okay. I mean, bye, see ya, say ya wouldn't want to be ya, and that's kind of how I feel about the Boyd. It killed itself, and I'm not going to mourn because that's what it wanted to do. There's other things to talk about, and interesting ones. Now, once again, there's a few people in the Boyd that might be interesting to talk about, but for the most part, no. Not in the least. Now, Leticia being at Mom's. Now, I'm trying to think for a minute. Where does she go from here? She's threatened to move out. I'm guessing, this is a guess, we're going to get a car vid next. In the dark. That's my thing. Because if it's in the dark, we won't be able to see as easily right where it is. Well, Sasha, Carlos does because, my professional mods, they got some really good devices. I mean, I don't even know what he said. So, like I say, I've got some really good mods, and they got some really good devices. Because I didn't even see what was said on the iPhone. Nope. Now, I might have on the tablet, because I don't quite understand this, but the loading time on the tablet is a fraction of the phone. I mean, I can load a big video in just 2 or 3 minutes on that tablet that might take 15 or 20 minutes on the phone. Well, yeah, Sasha, I mean, it's just him doing his stuff and thinking he's going to hurt anyone's feelings. Because, we're not those creators that worry about every subscriber or, ooh, someone's not going to like me because this isn't a high school popularity contest. See, Carlos is stuck in high school. Well, Hagen, that's what I figure. That's why I was, until I would digress, that's what I was laying out. This is probably because, she's going to want to get donos. Because she has to afford her pot. Now, Mom apparently is an enabler. When I started taking care of my mother, there was one day, when my mother was blind, she actually offered to buy me pot. And I said, no fucking way. I said, if I can't get it, then I don't need it. That's a litmus test of life. If you have a habit, if you can't afford it, that means you didn't need it. You know, and that's pretty much with anything that is a recreational substance. If you can't afford it, you don't need it. But obviously, Mom said they're broke, and obviously Leticia had weed after getting out of jail. So obviously, Mom was helping out some. And we also, listening to the Opus, did hear that Brother's on stuff too. And he's not having any trouble getting it either. So, you know, she has a house with 2 children that have habits. Well, hello, Lindsay. But yeah, I mean, there's things you have to have. You know, here, cat food and electricity comes first. You know, those 2 things. And then my medicine, and then my food. And if I'd stop having seizures, that would be backwards. If I'd stop having seizures, we'd get rid of the medicine completely. And I would just run off pure air. But you know, it is what it is. And this year, I'm not doing well in the heat. And I'm having seizures from the heat. And I've got a big black spot on my side from where I had a seizure the other day. And to be honest, I don't even remember hitting it. I have nowhere where I hit my side, but, you know, I got a big black and purple splotch like this on my side. Well, the thing is she's not going to move. And if she could get someone to give her a house, you heard her at the end of her opus. You know, if someone would. And I said in one of my 2 videos on it just a little while ago that, you know, I live in a 3-bedroom place all by myself. This is one of the bedrooms. It's just one I have as a library, and the other one I have as a game room. And then I have the master bedroom. And I can sleep in any of them. I mean, like I've got the back off of this, to where you can just lean back like this, and I can pull this other chair up, and in reality, you know, I got a little Roger lore. You know, you guys don't actually see this. Matter of fact, YouTube has never seen this. This will be a first for YouTube. My leather jacket. I store it behind this, but yes, this is my leather. You know, like I say, you guys never see me out and about. But, you know, this is my leather jacket. And it's in a little cubby I store right here behind me. And it will sit there and be there for winter. And there's also a couple clean pair of shorts that I stuck back there. Well, no, clean pair of pants and a clean pair of shorts. You know, in case I have to go anywhere important, you know, to keep the kitty, because I keep the kitties out of this room. You know, that's why we don't have little tiny guests in here. But, you know, like I said, if I saw a human being that was truly in need, yeah, they could easily get to hang out in one of these rooms. You know, just throw in a 20 to the electric bill. But I just remember, now, I was going to do an Adrastia video today, but, you know, we had so much drama, and in reality, I did a vlog video earlier, and it's about 10 minutes long, and I'll upload it sometime tomorrow. Now, in that video, I make a channel announcement that you should have already seen, to where I said I'm going to try to be doing 3 videos a day, broken up, of different content, and you basically just watch what you want. And like I say, because of the stuff that happened with Leticia, I bumped my video. So, you know, that'll be one of my 3 videos tomorrow, and, you know, I'll find some other little stuff to talk about, and it looks like that Leticia is gonna, you know, I didn't think we were going to be going right back in, both feet into Leticia, but Leticia kind of forced it. You know, sad to say. But Adonis holds her fate in his hands. He can rebut the strike, and he can win, and YouTube has about an 80% chance of putting that strike to Leticia's channel. And yes, Rachel, and if that case, she is yeeted. Now, because it takes 3 months to clear a strike. Let me just see for a moment. Okay, over on her channel. Let's go back to where she was arguing with the kids. Oh, they took down the one of her, the one where she was partially revealed. That one seems to have... No, there it is. I missed it, excuse me. This one's still here. Yeah, okay, here... Yes, jealous and hateful trolls and around the encounters with real-life trolls. And then she deleted the video that was struck with the kids. And that was less than a month ago. So... And it takes 3 months for a strike to clear. So there is no way for Leticia. Now, what Leticia could do right now is rescind the strike. You know, if we're playing a chess game here, her next move should be to rescind the strike. But of course, this is a feel move, so of course we know she won't. But you know, if I woke up in Leticia's body somehow, you know, that would be my first thing. Rescind the strike. And then ask for a wizard to help me. Grimgoth! Ew. But in reality, it'd probably be better for the baby, let's just put it that way, because I could raise a child without harming it. But yeah, I mean, she will have managed to doom her channel within a month. Now, I didn't predict that. I'm pretty good about predicting things and seeing around. Hello, Thad. I'm pretty good about seeing around the corner at stuff. But I did not predict that Leticia would do 3 screw-ups within a month that could take her channel down. And, I mean, Adonis has got to rebut her strike. I mean, I wouldn't take her strike just to keep her channel up. No, man. I would. I would sing Adonis' song of What's Inside Your Butthole. You know, the one he plays before streams. And I know what would be in her butthole. Butt hurt, because her channel would be gone. And that's what I expect. Now, as I just said, you know, the out for Leticia right now is to rescind that strike. That would get her out of any trouble with YouTube. You know, the thing is when you get 1 strike, that means you, for 3 months, you don't get anywhere near 2 strikes. Because once you get that 2nd strike, something can happen and you're gone. Now, for Leticia, if once again she had forethought, she would create a 2nd channel. But she didn't. You know, I have several channels. In fact, you know, there's one right there. Verily, Veronica. Now this is weird. It took a wrench. Odd. But yes. Well, you know how YouTube is. You know how people come in and say, who took my wrench? Well, that was YouTube. Because no one has the power to take Veronica's wrench. There it is. Because, yes, because, you know, there's a few of my channels that have wrenches in here, and Veronica was the oldest wrench. So, you know, YouTube screwed up and took my other account's wrench away. But yes, you know, Verily Veronica can be live streamed on. I did a test before I came on here, and I can live stream on that channel whenever I want. Usually they make you wait 24 hours and make you put in a phone number, but they didn't on that one. I guess because it's a much older channel, so I didn't have to identify on it. Hello, Monkey Boy. So, you know, Barely Veronica, right now, that channel will be my backup live stream, and as soon as the weather gets cool, you will have Veronica content. But, you know, it's kind of too hot right now to play that character. Hello, Derbeat. But, you know, that channel's got about 450 subs on it, and, you know, when it gets 500, I'll be able to put a community tab and be able to do Veronica-style content. Now, on commentary, Veronica's going to do different people than me. You know, where I'm going to talk about one group of people, Veronica's going to talk about a whole nother group of people, including Foodie Beauty. You know, the large lady crowd, she will do some content on them. Well, it is here too, Monkey Boy, today. We had a rain earlier, and it's humidity. And we're about to have another rain, or I would be outside. So, the temperature's not too bad, but it's all balmy. But tomorrow it's going to get down to 82, and it will be a lot nicer. And then in the evening, you know, it's supposed to have a chance of showers. Hello, Ma Teresa. But, you know, Leticia's really made a mistake, and Leticia probably at this point needs to make her a second channel as quickly as she can. And as I said, if she was smart, she would rescind that strike. I mean, when I got one strike on this channel, I stopped live streaming on this channel for 3 months. Well, I take that back, my other channel. That wasn't on this channel, it was on another one. In my larger channel, the one over 3K. But yeah, I'd forgot. I'd forgot because I changed my thumbnail to the same one on this one. So my mind had a Freudian moment. But you know, she's messed up. I mean, like I say, if I would get one strike on a channel, I would just go to my backup channel and stream. Wait for the 3 months to clear, because you see, if I do a video, it's subject to review. They just can't just strike it. But live streams, they can get away with that. Oh yeah, right, so it's going to get hotter again. No, not mine. Adonis Paul. Adonis Paul is the one that's been mainly covering her. And she struck his live channel today. But Leticia has 2 strikes. The first one was because of harassing children in a park and videoing them. That got her 1. Then, within a week, she was naked live streaming, showing her ass. That got her 2. Then we didn't see from her for 2 weeks. She got arrested, she got out, and then within 3.5 weeks of the first strike, she is now false flagged Adonis Paul's live stream channel. And once he rebuts that, she should go the way of Rich Life of Road Trips and Elvis Travels. So what she doesn't understand is, once this happens and a monetized channel is yeeted, if it wasn't a monetized channel, she could get away with just making another one. This is where, you know, once again, she's kind of not understood the rules of the game. Because once you're monetized, and you lose a monetized channel, you're supposed to be gone from YouTube for good. Unless you host the channel. Which I'm sure someone would let her host. And they would be public enemy number 1. But, you know, she's basically now, within 1 month, sowed the seeds of her own destruction. Oh yeah, she was crying like a baby today. And twice. One making threats to JW, and 2, admitting she was high, because both violate her condition of release. They don't want her back. And that's why she feels fine on violating conditions of release. And in reality, despite her violating conditions of release, they're probably not going to do anything about it. But one thing she sure has done is stepped over the line. Now, these new anti-bullying channels, they're the ones that told her to do it. Walked her through it. It was one of 2, and, put it this way, I'm very sure I know exactly which one it is, and including exactly which account. But, once again, don't have 100%, so, we won't throw those out there, but, once again, behind the scenes, I'll be telling everyone who's important on who's who. And Leticia needs to be gone. Now, of course, everyone's worried about the baby, and I have said all along, once the baby's had, I don't care what she does. Because, once again, with all the false allegations, she will never, ever get away with false accusing a man again. So, that right there disarms her. Well, the thing is, I know from talking to women that actually had doctors to tell them to smoke marijuana for morning sickness, 3 small puffs. It's supposed to be, if you're nauseous, while you're having nausea, 3 small puffs. And then that's supposed to be it. And that's only when you're having nausea. And like I say, 3 small puffs. Not one of those, just that. That right, because I saw one of them do it. And that's basically what she did. She had a joint, and she would take those 3 small puffs, and then she would put it right back out, and she would put it in an ashtray, set it up, far away from reach and where she generally is, and she would only do it when she's she's got that feeling, at that point. And then, like I say, she would take a few small puffs, and it makes perfect sense. Because you're getting a little in you, and you're not saturating your body, to get it into the baby. But yes, Sasha, no bong. Nope, not if you're a responsible mommy. Now, fortunately for me and you, Sasha, we don't have to worry about being responsible mommies. Just saying. But it's the condition of her release. Well, yeah, Montress, people were more thoughtful then. Now my mother wasn't, because my mother smoked like a freight train constantly. Constantly. And it's why she died at 71. And it was because of circulatory issues and not what we would consider cancer. Or the typical things that we would consider that would kill you from smoking. And my mother was never fat a day in her life. My mother never had any extra weight a day in her life. But she managed to kill herself still through smoking because she destroyed her circulatory system. Well, Sasha, I'm with you in the Wheaties. And right here now, my ex-girlfriend, one of the Christmas presents she got me the year before last was this. This is a nice pipe. And you know what else? It's got a built-in lighter. A built-in refillable lighter. And it's got a cap. It's just, unfortunately, the stem is too narrow. So it clogs badly. But, that's one of my nice little things to smoke out of. Now, Leticia had a couple glass pipes there. And she had a metal pipe that they put under the door for her. But it violates her terms of release. I mean, she could have did it, but she shouldn't never have let anyone known. Hello, Katie. But, you know, she knew better. Now, I am going to have to lose my shirt. Just saying. Oop, there went my fan. But yes, it is flat out hot here. Matter of fact, I'm going to sit this fan right here because it feels oh so good. Now, I'm not going to stay live too long. I just wanted to get all of this out of here and let you guys talk about it some if you want, because, you know, Leticia is not going to let you have any form of say on her channel. Sasha, you make me, you know, now you gotta make my focus because you're taking away my focus because you make me want to laugh. Now, there's a joke I want to make right now, but the other 30-some people in chat would not understand it. You know, because where we've traded, you know, private comments before. I mean, I want to make a funny right now that only you and I would understand, but everybody else would look at us like we're crazy, so I guess I won't. Well, guys, I mean, the thing is she doesn't really need it. Now, once again, it will help with anxiety, but also not being an asshole will help with anxiety. Hello, John. Now, to everyone here, the Verily Veronica channel is set to live stream. And we will be using that as a backup live stream channel. And as soon as the weather cools off, you will get Verily Veronica content. And she will cover different people. And for the people in here, because the Adonis Paul people understand that, I am going heavy on James Robert Clark with her. I mean, Veronica is going to be proverbially up his buttocks. And I've already traded a few quips with one of her sock accounts. So, you know, once again, that's another one of my channels to where I play a character. And Verily Veronica will also be on the Grimgoth the Dark Elf channel, as well as her own. But, you know, for the sake of this hot part of the summer, that channel will be our backup live channel. And I'll probably stream on some of those other people that I was talking about. You know, the ones that aren't going to make this channel, because that way I'll have two separate channels with two separate bits of content, done in different ways. Because Verily Veronica content is done as comedy and commentary. You get 2 for 1. Oh yeah, Sasha, I'm ready for fall too. Now, fortunately for me, my hay's up, and there's been people here fishing on and off all day, you know, in between the rain, and it might look weird me holding this fan, but it's hot enough in here to where it feels good, and I'm just going to go with it, as long as you guys can hear me, because it's comfortable. In fact, it's kind of making me a little bit sleepy. But, you know, Leticia, people offered her help again and again and again and again. But what Leticia wants is a man to exploit. And I was born, but not yesterday. Because, like I had mentioned earlier in the live, I'm in a spare bedroom. In fact, right there, behind that wall, is another spare bedroom. Very beautiful one. You know, the one on that I showed on Verily Veronica's channel, all done up pretty. You know, that's that room back there. I'll let it go. I didn't ask. Because I've had seizures, I didn't want to get into the heat. So, because remember how in our private DM I said I'm not doing the heat well? I've been staying here under the shade. You know, I basically don't get out of the shade of the yard. but I've got it to where every bit around my house is shaded. So, I basically didn't wander from the yard. I made burgers today. And I made burgers yesterday, thinking about it. I made burgers the day before. And then I had tacos 2 days before that. So, I've had 5 solid days of eating in the last 5 days, so I'm pretty good. Yes, about worn out, Rosie, I did. It's just, the whole life thing. Been doing a lot of the living my life, and I have been having seizures, which is another reason why I'm kind of holding the fan like this, because it really actually feels good to lean on. Well, no, Monkey Boy, I never would either. But, there's a few people, like, people that we know. You know how it is. There are certain people on YouTube that we've known for enough years and are known to be enough of a responsible adult that we can have intelligent conversations without drama with, that you'd have no problem, to have them stop by for a weekend. Now, unfortunately, Leticia is one of those things. She's not one of those people that's just going to crash on your couch for a weekend visit. She's one of those people that's going to crash on your couch and then expect you to serve her. So that's where I think it would be interesting with her and Rich Life. They would get along great, all except for they're both too lazy to do anything. Well, the thing is now, we don't want to think about it, Monkey Boy, but for humor's sake, for everyone else, I'm going to mention it, they would be the perfect sexual partners. He just lays there and says, "You do whatever you want to me." I mean, he's too lazy to fuck. I mean, there's jobs I don't like to do, but I mean, that's one that I have no problem with. Just saying. But yes, Rodney, no good deed goes unpunished. Now, fortunately for us, everyone's smart enough generally to know that Leticia would not be a good risk. Sasha, I work for myself. I mean, I work here on the farm and I trade. I mean, see, that's one thing that we have here is trading culture. So, I might not be able to make a ton of money, but I can trade for some of the better things in life. Oh yeah, Rosie, I mean, where I talked in an earlier vid, I don't know if you saw that I was saying that I had like several other videos I could do. That was one of them. And I even had the title, Gerald versus the Young. So, like I said, I even had the title picked. It's just, once again, YouTube drama keeps happening, and I have my crop in. Now, in my vlog that I bumped out, I had always been telling everyone that I'm a part-time YouTuber until I get my hay crop up. My hay crop is up. So, until after Labor Day, you've got me solid. I'm going to put out 3 videos a day as my plan on various subjects. Watch what you want. And, and hopefully they'll be interesting. And if not, I'll learn from it. But yeah, well, see, that's where, earlier, I mean, the Boyd's dead. I mean, they basically, everyone trying to be an asshole killed it. I mean, even Coachism's chat, that's supposed to be neutral, I keep seeing people attacking each other and getting away with it. I mean, it's pretty much dead. I'm not going to go out of my way for Boyd content. Now, when someone says something stupid, I'm going to point it out. But in reality, unless someone shows me something, I am subscribed to very few Boyd channels anymore. Well, yeah, maybe. We are making a mention about Coates. And now Leticia and Coates would be, another good match. Because Coates could, find him a lot lizard right there. And Leticia is bigger than Coates. At least in weight. I think height-wise, they're about the same size. I don't know, though. Coates, I think, might lie about his height. I think he might be like 5 foot. So, she could rough him up. Well, Rachel, that's where, her video today, she's trying to say she's not a, quote, whore, but then we all know of many instances of her talking about prostituting herself. And that's what she was doing for cash until she got knocked up. Well, the thing is Coates is just a boy creator. Now, Coates has got less than 100 subs in 2 years. That's a dead channel. Just saying. My other channel, I'll get back. But it's a shadow banned channel. Looking at my analytics here, this channel is not shadow banned. And I went, yay. Which means I need to be here doing content. Well, Hagen, yeah, that would be another one, except the problem is they're both schizophrenic. Now, once again, where I was saying that I needed to make about 3 videos a day, I do need to make a video amending something I said after I got accurate information on Ernie. So, like, as I mentioned, YouTube has just been coming so fast. There are a couple things that I need to do on it that, keep getting bumped back. I can only turn that off for a second. I was hoping. Well, yeah, the thing is the only thing that's left in the Boyd are little old cows to be. You got a Coach, you got a Milton John, your Anderson Henderson and your Noodles can never keep a channel long enough to be a creator. And it's the same stick over and over and over again. Because you see, where they went wrong, and one thing that horribly destroyed the Boyd was going around and saying people died. There's nothing more that will turn an audience off than that sort of shit. And Carlos and them, because think about it. The Milton, or not the Milton, but, the Noodles crowd that did that, the Carlos crowd, and the Camilo crowd, they're dead. They're gone. There's no content to them. Why did that happen to them? Because they were going around faking deaths. They were going around saying if a content creator, was gone 3 days, they were going on and spamming so-and-so died. And that drove people from the Boyd in droves. Each time me going, you stupid mother blunkers. You don't know what you think that's funny. You're destroying your golden goose. Because it's like Carlos Martinez. With the Boyd dead, he's nothing but a spamming spurg that every channel will just block. Well, there's a lot of them that are illiterate, and I'm fine with it. Now, one of my first bosses was illiterate. Great worker. I mean, he was a great worker. He knew his job, and he did it well. But he couldn't read and write. Now, being his subordinate, whenever the people, up top gave him something, he said, do it. He just handed it to me and said, do it. He didn't know what it was. Because some of the things that he was having me do were highly complex and outside of a 15-year-old's job description. Because I was in a work-study program. Actually, thinking about it, I just turned 16. Yes, I just turned 16, excuse me. I was off by a year. Now, I was in the work-study program at 15, but I had a different job then. But, Leticia is not one of these bright ones either. Where we actually, lump them all together. Leticia learned a few words that she hears and repeats them over and over. Because some of my words she has repeated over and over. And some of other creators' words she's picked up on. So that's one of her talents. When she learns a new word, she will just overuse it, even not understanding the meaning, to try to say, I'm so intelligent, when she's dumb as a rock. And these anti-bullying channels, listening to them, they don't listen, and they're dumb as a rock. They want things to be the way they want them to be. I did too. When I was 5 and 6, by the time before I got 7, I learned that the world and things were not how we wanted, are never going to be how we wanted, and we're just going to have to do our best. But this is another thing about the Boyd they don't understand is all the decent people in the Boyd have kind of congregated, and we can move on. Now, we can still call something the Boyd if we want out of nostalgia. And I'm not going to presume to go around making new community names. Because in reality, we all know everything is what it is. So, we will evolve and move on. Now, there's people that are not going to evolve and move on. And these people that we've been talking about during this live are them. It's like this James Robert Clark III. I mean, he hits levels of creepy beyond rich life. There's a nurse that basically gave him an exam, and he's had a crush on her months now, buying earrings and telling her, I want to do fun summer stuff with you like berry picking. And he is a former Nazi. And he made a couple videos to where he wanted to bring gulags to America. So, once again, where I say I have a backlog here, I'm going to do a video on him and his calls for gulags in the United States because, 1, it's stupid, 2, it's outrageous, and 3, it's so stupid and outrageous I can make it funny. Hello, Lori Lee. But, I don't, because people had talked about that early in my other channel, and I believe it is what it is. I am a complimentary channel. Where other people are doing clips, we talk about them. We talk about the inside baseball here. The people that are mostly invested in YouTube are here. And we get into in-depth discussions. And when someone wants to, when they want to, we can make a circus and we can drama poo-poo each other and everyone else can laugh about it. That is what it is, because there's going to be a bunch of other creators that I'm going to poo-poo for fun, for your entertainment. Now, they're going to be valid criticisms, but I'm going to wrap them in funny. Well, Graveyard Queen, actually, you're just perfect. We're here, about perfect time for a recap for people that are coming in. Well, Leticia did false strike Adonis Paul. Less than a month ago, she got 2 strikes within a week. And that's why she wasn't around 2 weeks. Then she went to jail, and within another week and a half, she's out. And she has now false struck Adonis Paul. Well, a false strike, once rebutted, can be put back on the striking channel. Which means when Adonis Paul rebuts this strike, there is a good chance that Leticia gets strike 3 and is out. And her channel will go poof. And she don't know how to turn on a super chat. So one of the anti-bullying super simps walked her through it. he was so greedy to attack Adonis Paul, to bully Adonis Paul. He didn't realize he was destroying Leticia by doing it. Now, Leticia has 2 outs. One, a new creator is given a certain amount of leeway in making mistakes. Now, she's got 2 strikes. That has got a really good chance of her not getting any first-time leeway because of the 2 strikes. And if that is the case, then as soon as that strike is Adonis Paul's channel is restored and that strike rebutted, that strike can be put on her channel, and she's just gone. Just gone. She can appeal it, just like Rich Life, and just like Elvis Travels, but she will be gone. Now, today, I screenshot her URL. In fact, right now, while we speak, let's go to Love Notes for TLC. And if you're a creator, you go down to her URL and you screenshot it. And now I can send this URL, once her channel is terminated, if she was to make a new one, you send to Team YouTube the URL and the new URL, and she's yeeted. And this is why Rich Life keeps going away despite making channels, and that's why Elvis Travels keep going away despite making channels. Hello, Robert. Well, it's almost not quite a sauna. It's just humid. In fact, the temperature's quite nicer, and normally in here, you're not sweating. It's just we had rain and we're about to have rain again. So it is a little bit sauna-ish, but not hot. Well, me too, Mamie Girl. And this is my problem with her losing her channel now. I want to see the baby safe, and then I don't care what Leticia does. And then I don't care what happens to her channel. Then she can get with any guy she wants and cry, the stork attacked her. I might turn that into a Grimgoth bit. Damn. You know what sucks? I just thought of one that would be kind of off color, so I'll have to kind of not do it, but it would be funny. Well, yes, Rachel, there's always another one. Now, the thing is she'll be back. This is like Shani. I've got Rev's latest channel linked on my community tab. I've got a huge laundry list of people right now. So I have to laugh about it. But Leticia, because of her outrageousness, there's all, give the people what they want. And, even by Boyd standards, she's a monster. I was trying to think of anyone in the Boyd worse than her, but nobody's froze puppies. Yeah, there were many swatting attempts in the Boyd, and that's one of the things that pissed them off, is I can't be swatted. They're not coming here. Ever. And the thing is, with Amberlyn Reed simps calling the police constantly for 2.5 years, I could do anything out here, and unless my neighbor calls the police, they're not coming. Nope. And that's only because her son is our constable, which is our local law enforcement, and he fishes in my pond. So, since I'm on first name basis with law enforcement, and they know that nothing bad is happening out here, and I live absolutely alone, all that stuff falls on deaf ears. So, I'm going to be poo-pooing that those that need to be poo-pooed. And how long have we been live here? Well, we've been live an hour. Well, we'll let it go. I mean, she's something else. I mean, but see, I'm not at 18 plus right now. So I have to kind of take certain subjects off my table because there's so many new Leticia people. That's why this one I put is a non-18 plus. Now my next Leticia live, that'll be at the 18 plus, and we'll get into gory details in that one. Distasteful gory details of talking about brothers, poodles, doggies, babies, ginsuing the young, and all those other typical Leticia favorites. But yeah, I'm mainly more worried about, you know, strikes and Adonis Paul, because what her simps don't understand, you can make content on people, call them a bully all you want, but at the point where you start false striking channels, your shit's going down. Hello, Original Al. But yes, I mean, Leticia has set herself up for strike 3. And, you know, to recap, she got 2 strikes less than a month ago. She has 2 months to go on strike 1. Adonis is going to have that rebutted. It was clear fair use. There is 0 chance of Leticia winning this. And then once again, YouTube will have the option. A newer creator, they give a little leeway. They could give her strike 3 and just terminate her, if they don't give her that initial leeway. Now, with 2 strikes, will she get that initial leeway? Because see, Foodie Beauty got away with it for a little while. And Elvis Travels got away with it for just a little while. And then Dumb Fat Potato Head Life, you know, he got away with it for a little while. And he's persona non grata on YouTube. You know, one of, you know, many of us here in the Boyd, our mutual friends, will make sure that Rich Life is never on YouTube again. And I know how he does it. Now, once again, I respect the viewers, and I just don't go around decimating the YouTube universe. I only struck one channel once in over 3 years of YouTube. And they uploaded 43 of my videos with no commentary or alteration. They directly uploaded 43 of my videos, and I struck one. And they deleted the channel. Because I promised them that they could pull them down, I would strike enough, put it that way. And that they took down their own channel. But that was the only strike that I ever did on YouTube, and it was a righteous one. Once again, there was no commentary, there was no alteration of the video, it was just directly re-uploading my videos. Well, Monkey Boy, we had the rain here today, and, you know, I was able to get some, and we're going to have rain here tonight. Not a lot, but, you know, where we're at here, we either get your southwest air, or we get straight from the Gulf. And right now, we're getting straight from the Gulf. And you would really like it here when we get the southwest air, which we do half the time, because we get your dry heat, which is very nice. And you can always tell here by the humidity where our air is coming from. Hello, Missy. Hello, Sophie. Well, Al, I was planning on having this live outside. You know, in that beautiful spot where we had the last one. But it's going to rain here again. So that's why I'm in here and snuggling the fan. Now, I'm interested in what YouTube's going to do. You know, because I want to prepare you that she might skate on strike 3. But if she skates on strike 3, that never happens again. Once again, Rich Life of Road Trips tried that, and and he's persona non grata. And because see, if you're a monetized YouTube channel and you're yeeted, you can only come back as a host. Now, I have never had a monetized YouTube channel. Nope, nope, nope. Now, I may monetize this one. I've not decided yet. I may not. I'll think about it. I'll weigh the pros and cons of it. Well, Rick had me laughing a little bit, but you are right. I mean, she does need institutionalized. Well, my parents talked horrible to me, but I didn't curse them back. I would point out the mistakes in their logic, or some other thing they said in the past, and of course my dad would say, "Do as I say, not as I do." And I'd say whatever. Hello, Sailor. But you know, now Adonis will probably be gone for a week. Now, he does have another channel, but if I remember right listening to him, he only had those two set up to stream. So he might set up another one to stream. You know, I'm not going to speak for him, but you know, he might set up one of his others to stream. Or, now, I'm of this mind, if I was him, I would make an entirely new channel. I would dedicate it to being the backup, extra backup, and I would also use that as, let's just say, being an extra CXNT channel. Because once again, you could get a strike on it, and then not worry about it. You know, because that's what I've got extra channels for. Because, once again, and that's one reason why I've got the Verily Veronica channel right now. Now, everyone, that's one of my characters, Verily Veronica. And if you want to see me do drama content as a pretty girl, you can see it on that channel. And literally, it's drama and comedy. I make dramedy. Oh, someone handled that already. Well, Al, that would be great. Now, that would be another good thing he could do. Go on some channels of comparable size like yours. That could be good, but I know Adonis would like to make some money just to rub it in her face, and I think another monetized channel would probably be nice for him. In fact, you know, he could do a 2-for-1. He could make a new channel to monetize and go and promote it on all of the 10K channels. And then, you know, the smaller channels like mine, of course, would link it. Because, you know, I'm here for your guys' entertainment. I'm here to point you guys to watch something cool to watch. You know, even if it's not my content. So, you know, well, see, Al, that's what I learned. See, I'll get my other channel back. I just really don't want to talk about the fat girls no more. You know, really. Now, with Veronica, I might make them a little bit of humor. But I don't want to do Amberlyn Reed content no more. And as you know, I had over 3,000 subscribers, and at least 2,000 of them wanted me to talk about large ladies. And YouTube. Now, Al is an OG, so she knows exactly what I'm talking about. She took the mother of all YouTube breaks. You know, she's been a 10K channel, you know, for as long as I've known her. Because at some point, you know, some of these lolcows kind of, you got to step away. And that's kind of it. So, you know, once my appeal on that's done, I'll get rid of all my dated content. I'll hide the channel. And I'll bring it back at some point with fresh content for in the future. But that channel was shadow banned. And this channel is not shadow banned. And as we all know, it's better to not be shadow banned than it is to be shadow banned. So, you know, that's what I'd do if I was Adonis. I would start a FU channel. Now the thing is where he has his own crowd, the F people, that might make a good channel name. Once again, I like to take negatives and turn them into positives, and he could make, quote, the F people channel, and he could make little extra racy content. He could, things when he knows it's going to be a little more racy or risky, he can put over there, because if it gets a strike, he can just wait it out. So, that's my personal opinion. Now, he might just want to do real life for a week. There's a lot of times that, I like to take a week off of YouTube and I don't plan it. It just kind of ends up that way. There's things to do and things around you get nice, and YouTube just kind of goes on the back burner. Well, I can watch Twitch, but I don't have the app up anymore. I did, and it was kind of a waste of my time. Now, probably someone like Al could restream his Twitch content if they all wanted to together. I was just sitting here thinking about it all, because I don't like you guys being deprived of content because some creator got an ego or a feel. Oh yeah, well, the thing is now, how will we lay this out? We know she's had some help, from an outside source. Now, she wants to leave, and now all of a sudden, we've got a simp that helped her strike, and we also had that same simp on a sock account try to come into Adonis Paul's chat before the live. See, I didn't talk about this in the video, but in Adonis Paul chat before his live started, we got a Leticia simp that was claiming her brother was a rapist. And of course, I was one of the first people in chat an hour before. Many times I'll go into a chat for an hour earlier and just entertain the crowd being silly. And that's what I was doing. And this simp comes in faking to be a woman, faking his or her brother assaulted her minor daughter, and then I immediately looked up Arkansas age of consent, and it's 16. And then as soon as they found out that, they kept saying, it was going on for years, and I stated things like extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. And then she tried to name drop. Now what that told me is this is someone that is in contact with Leticia. This because she knew some family members' names in orbit, because this was their supposed proof, was names of people in orbit, which proves nothing other than this simp that was trying to con us is in contact with Leticia. And then Adonis Paul's live stream goes down. And that's why I put that first video that, Leticia and her anti-bullying simps, because that's exactly what happened. Completely. And that account's watched. But that's exactly what it was. But that shows me she's in contact with these anti-bullying simps, and that's probably where she's also getting the extra money. Well, Fraggot, there's a very good chance the court will hand Mom the baby. Whatever Leticia wants, it's a very good chance. I've not talked about that, but in about a 3 to 5 minute video, when she gets towards, giving birth, I will basically put it out there that Mom is going to get the baby, 90 to 95% chance, no matter what any of us or anybody, including her, says. Because she's the closest family, and the judge is going to see that and is in best interest of the child. And the best interest of the child will always come first. So yes, I do expect that Mom will be. Once again, there's certain things as content I try not to put as spoilers. But, if anyone puts it out there in the chat, I will answer the question. So yeah, in about a month, I will make a 5-minute video that will be predicting that mommy will get the baby, and then my reasons why. Now, I also don't, she's violated her terms of probation twice. Or not probation, but release twice. One with the pot, and one with threatening JW. Now, because they don't want her back, I think they'll overlook it. Just saying. Unless he files a complaint. Now, if JW files a complaint about them doing it, she can't ignore it. And that's how that will work. You know, until JW files a complaint over him doing that, she's going to skate on all these little threats. Now, I don't know what they call the officer, but every place has like a case, I'm trying to think, because I know what it is here, but you see when you're in pretrial. Okay, yes, pretrial services. Now, a part of pretrial services is keeping track of your conditions. And if pretrial services there knows that and prove that she's smoking pot, then she could go to jail. But those are basically the only ways that she goes back. Other than that, you know, they basically let her skate because they don't want her. It's just, those are the only things that, you know, could come back to bite her right now. Because once again, they don't take her seriously. And they're not going to take her seriously. And, you know, we'll see. I mean, with what she did to her brother, what would she do to a baby? I don't know. But yeah, like I say, Sailor B's got it. You know, whatever, because here or there they use as pretrial services, because you see, I had a pretrial service worker, and I had to check in with her every week when I was falsely accused. Every Tuesday, you know, between like 6 and 9, you know, my ass had to call her and answer any question that she said. Now, once again, every state and jurisdiction has their own way of doing this, but there's someone in Leticia's life, not a parole officer, but one of these pretrial people, that are doing the same thing. And if they saw evidence of her in the pot, she could get in trouble. And if JW files a complaint for threats of her doing it now, you know, since she's done that, she can get in trouble. Other than that, Leticia skates, and she'll just be the same foul little blah blah we all know. Well, that's the thing with her Rick now, is, you know, a lot of her menace is gone because no one's ever going to believe her again. So, once again, as soon as that baby's safe, she's defanged. And I don't think she's going anywhere. Let's just be honest. Ronnie, I got a feeling that her baby's going to be blessed. I do. I just got a feeling. I got a feeling that her kid will probably grow up good as long as it's without her. But that's my opinion. Well, no one's coming for the baby because, as we all know, none of the prospective fathers are the father. Her uterus showed us this. Well, Al, I mean, let me hit you further in that. I mean, you know, my father was heavily into politics and the unions. I have never been involved in a court case that was not fixed in my favor. I mean, that's where I would go to the therapist, and, you know, they'd talk about the system, and I'd laugh in their face. And my first therapist, it fucking upset her to no end, because I guess it just completely disturbed her sense of right. But I mean, the justice system is up for sale. You know, it's always been that way. And there was an old saying when Al and I were young, it's who you know or who you Leticia. So, I've never been involved in court that wasn't rigged in my favor. And the reality of the matter is here, as long as I don't go do evil, as long as I don't abuse my lesser, and as long as I don't go and harm women or children, I'm not going to get convicted for anything here. As long as I'm not going out there and doing evil. Now, if I'm doing real evil, I have to face the justice system. But, for a lot of the little day-to-day stuff, well, let me explain it a little better. I hate to digress, but my dad would do it and I wouldn't want it. I would just say, leave it alone. It's a slap on the wrist. It's a nothing. And that's what it would be. But see, my dad had different ideas. He used it to gain power. My father was in the United Auto Workers Union, and he was a union official. And he also was a Mason in a big lodge that had millionaires in it. Now you see what he would do. You know how every place has courtesy vehicles? He would go to the mayor or whoever and say, how would you like tires? We could set your entire community up with all brand new tires for all your community vehicles for nothing. And then, like Reading, Ohio, would get all of their, community service vehicles would all get brand new tires from the union. And even though they were working at General Electric, the union was United Auto Workers. And, I would get out of trouble. But you see, then they owned that mayor. Because see, in the smaller jurisdictions, the mayor ran mayor's court. So he was the judge. And in that way, my dad would get judges in his pocket. And then if any of his union buddies or any of the really important people at the lodge got in trouble, any of their kids, he'd get them right out of it. Because he had blackmail over them at that point. And I would tell my dad, leave it alone. Don't fuck with it. But, of course, I was not listened to. And this is a small place. And they're, hi, Adonis. Well, Adonis, let's put it this way. You basically got her by the nuts. She's got 2 strikes. And you, of course, are going to rebut it. She might get some YouTube mercy because I understand how the system works. Sometimes they give a new creator a little leeway when they screw up. But she's got 2 strikes within a month. So I don't think they're going to give her this leeway. I think you're going to rebut, and I think that strike's going to get put against her channel, and she's going to be gone from YouTube. That is my prediction. So, you basically got her by her titties. So, and it was a simp that did it. Now, once again, because you're here and Al's here, there was a stock account called No Quarter. And it had been simping for Letitty. And it also had been going around to one of our anti-bullying channels, telling everyone that these channels need struck down. And, of course, that would, include, quote, you. So, and we know that she can't turn Super Chat on, so someone walked her through this. And, once again, that simp that was in your chat at the very beginning, that, I guarantee, was No Quarter on a sock account. And because Leticia, he knew the names of people around Leticia, that tells me that him and Leticia talk. Well, that when I run into them, I'll accuse them of being the person, because then they'll say stupid things that will allow me to start narrowing it down. Because I see many times, but I don't talk. So, our one anti-bullying channel, we can tie this case back to them and Leticia. So yeah, Adonis, you know who. It's that little crowd. Because once again, that no quarter account that I talked about, I can vouch that they were in Mr. Anti-Bullying chats. The really, well, not the blind guy, the other one. And they're basically mobbing together to do this. And at first I thought they did a Discord strike. But, now that we found out from you it's Letitia herself, you got her by the Letitias. I mean, her only smart move is to take that strike back. I mean, if I was all of a sudden woke up and I was Letitia right now, the first thing I would do other than saying, God effing hates me, is I would be rescinding that strike, and then I would be looking for a wizard to put me back in my proper body. Well, yeah, Adonis, this wasn't the Bob crowd. This was the other one. We both, we kind of made fair peace with them, and they're moderated some, but, enough where we can tolerate each other. We can reach some middle grounds. This was the other one that likes to delete. No, yeah, they don't, Adonis. It was the other one. Once again, I'm not going into channel names right now because, because I don't want them to know. Because, let me be honest. Now, see, this is the Cynthia Beaumont effect. When I used to cover Cynthia Beaumont on my larger channel, to avoid her bullshit, I transcribed. So what I will be doing is I will be going to some of these channels and I will be transcribing their content, and then I will be bringing it back to you. Because once again, I can write down their words and it's going to be completely unstrikeable. So, that's kind of my plan. And that's why I'm not mentioning the channel's name, because I don't want any of their simps that might be here to run back and tell them. Because, once again, I don't want them to be on best behavior. I want them being their natural selves. And then I'll expose it, and we will make jokes of it, and I will have fun. And then they will attack me, and then I will shit all over them. And Adonis, much like Ernie, they are local to me. So they and I have to live under the same laws. So, much like Onision and Repsion, they have to be extremely careful dealing with me, or they could actually end up in legal jeopardy. So that's going to make this a little more interesting, and I am going to see what's deep inside their butthole. Because I am going to give them the mother of all exams. Now you see, this is how my borderline personality order works. Normally you'd never know I had it. It took them 3 years to find it. But when we run into situations like these, my dysfunction takes over, and then I become the biggest piece of human shit for a little while. But it's usually always in a good cause. Good night, Al. Well, we're about to get off here, because in reality, it's getting hot enough in here that I'm bailing this room. I'm going out there on the deck where it's cool. And if it rains on me, I'm just going to be happy with it. Now, I might be live in the middle of the night. It kind of all depends if I can sleep or not. Now, if it does, we're just going to have a random bullshit. To where I basically poo-poo the entire universe. Rather than just a topical live. So, I am going to get out of here in just a moment because I'm starting to sweat. I get the sweat starting to pour down me, so yeah, it's time for me to bail, and I've been on here an hour and a half, so that will actually leave some replay value for this live. So you know what? So all I have to say is watch for strange accounts accusing of anything in the chats. And if they do, just keep telling them receipts. Because once again, if anyone can prove something, I'm always open to new evidence. I am more than happy, given new information, to completely reevaluate an opinion. But of course, they aren't going to give you any facts or an argument. They're just going to try to give you feels. Now, everyone, thank you for coming, and, we'll talk about the drama as it comes out, and I'll upload about 3 things about 3 different people, hopefully tomorrow, and one of them will be the vlog of mine that was pushed back from today. Well, and yeah, Mamie, last thought, you are right. I mean, it's not even started over. That's one reason why I did say that I might come on and poo-poo in the middle of the night just randomly. Once again, covering my butt for it. Yes, Selah, that's where I'm going straight to, and I'm taking this beautiful pipe with a built-in lighter right with me. Now, everyone, thank you for coming, and I'll see you very soon.